Hey everyone, what's going on? It's Slim here. So I wanted to do this really quick intro before the podcast starts. As you can see, this is a video episode. Uh, but I was doing a test on the live streaming and video recording. Of course, you'll hear the explanation throughout all of that. But I just want to let you know that you'll hear some music intro. So the first thing I'll say is there's no music. Well, that's because I'm editing now. So you got that. Also, you'll when it starts, the screen will be black because I wanted to leave in the beginning of it and put the end as well. So there's going to be a 2 minute window, 2 minute, 30 something second window where there's just going to be a black screen and I'm talking. That's because I was still figuring out that, oh, I wasn't streaming and I wasn't live and all that. I wasn't recording video. Then it's going to drop out and then, or then probably won't drop out, but it'll kick over to the actual video from the live stream and everything. But either way, once again, thank you for supporting us. I hope you enjoy this bonus episode. Again, if you have any questions, hit us up on our email and on all the socials at the end of the episode. All right. Thanks again. Bye. All right. Looks like I am live. No musical intro today. I'm still figuring out this live thing and I am making adjustments here really quick. So either way, I wanted to welcome y'all to I Told My Wife I'm Paying Bills. I'm Slim. As you can see, I'm by myself today. I wanted to do just a little quick live test here. So in this live test, what I'm doing is I'm just kind of testing the waters out because Black and Chris and we do plan within the next month or two, I think. We've been talking about this for a while, but in about a month. Black still has some things he's got to get done. So once Black gets the rest of his equipment, we're gonna do some recordings, a couple here, there, maybe live. I'm not sure, but either way, I wanted to go ahead and test this out to see how he's doing. So welcome to I Told My Wife I'm Paying Bills. Again, I'm Slim. And so for this quick show, I kind of wanted to do something different. I talked about myself a little bit, and as you can see, I'm a Batman fan. So I talked about my Batman love just a little bit. We touched on it. We had a whole show about Batman and everything like that. So I think for this episode, it's going to be a bonus episode. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to kind of go a little bit more into detail about why I love Batman. And I think I wanted to kind of explain it because it's so funny when you tell someone you love Batman specifically most of the time, it's kind of funny. It's almost like telling somebody you're a Yankees fan or a Cowboys fan. And being a Yankees fan, I kind of get that grief too. People want to hate on you for loving what you love, and it's actually pretty funny. And oh, hold on a second. I think I'm actually only recording audio, so let me see if I can go ahead and go live with video recording. Let's see if I can do that real quick. All right. Let me switch to video and I will be right back. All right, I'm back. It's Slim again. I don't know if the video was recorded or not. Again, like I said, this is my first time doing it. I'll probably do another bonus episode again later once I kind of get this one in and I kind of do recording and check everything out and see. But again, I really just wanted to do this as a test. So in doing this test, I think I really want to go ahead and just kind of see how things float. So when I got the guys together, everything will kind of be smoother. I got to figure out how to get our intro in and our outro, music going and everything like that. So going back, like I was saying, I want to go ahead and give a quick overview and dive a little bit more deeper into my love of Batman. Um, and again, like I was saying before, when you tell someone you love Batman, they instantly kind of joke on you and just be like, well, he doesn't have any powers. And I'm just like, okay. You don't have to like Batman. I understand you have your superhero you love, you have different things you love. And most of the time, the people who give me the most grief about liking Batman are people who don't even read the comics. They're really just people uh who just kind of want to give you some grief, or they just watch the show, or I mean a show, or they watch a movie and they don't read the comics. I've said before how I read comics and I read the actual like full graphic novels. And I'm way behind. I'm definitely way behind on some of these graphic novels. So okay, that's my bad. But there was a time where it wasn't cool to be into comics. Now it's like those are some of the coolest people around. You go to Comic Cons now and they're loaded. I went to San Diego Comic Con in 22, the return of Comic Con after the pandemic, and it was so hard to walk through that place because it was packed because everyone loves it. So going back to Batman, um, this is a little bit personal for me only because like I grew up really being into it, and I can remember even when I was a kid, a little kid, I remember my mom actually, well, it wasn't my mom, it was my dad, but my mom actually played a tape for us, but my dad actually recorded us when we were little kids, just kind of talking, kind of like what people do now with their phones. They can actually record with cell phones. Well, as you can see, I'm old. So um, back then, they used to just record us on audio tapes. And I remember specifically on this one audio tape, I just kept talking about Batman the whole time. Batman, Batman, Batman. And that's pretty much all I would say was Batman. Um, so that was when I was a little kid. And when I got older, I started when I was watching cartoons. I loved the Super Friends, as a lot of people did watch the Super Friends. They loved it as well. So uh, Batman was really big in Super Friends. Had an awesome car, and he was really cool. He was like the coolest. um, and again, after that, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember the next show that I watched. In between that and the animated series, but those are the shows that really solidified my love of Batman. Of course, there were movies along the way, but those I can't leave out the '66 Batman either. I'm not trying to leave out Adam West, but I'm saying that from the Super Friends to Batman animated series, everything in between, that's when I was like, I don't know what it is about this character specifically, but I love watching Batman on screen. So over the years, I've had a little bit of time to think about it and wonder what it is about this character that I specifically liked. So I think I want to kind of go into that a little bit. Um, but I'm going to start off with the '66 Batman because, the one with that head right there, you see that head? That's Adam West cowl. So, um, and let's see. So I just found my first little issue here. Internet connection might be a little off. That's okay though. Hopefully I'm still streaming. Um, but anyway, I'm going to talk about the '66 Batman. Uh, so watching the '66 Batman, and when I watched it, of course, it was in reruns and everything like that. Uh, there was just something mystical about it to me because I would lock in, and I specifically remember like especially the days I was homesick from school or in the summertime and things. I would sit there and just always got to go and sit and watch that specific show. Any other show I could miss here, there, whatever, it doesn't matter. Same thing with some of the cartoons, depending on whether I was playing outside or whatever. But I always had to make sure I watched the '66 Batman whenever I could. There was something about that show, even though it was campy as it was, when I was a little kid, it had me hooked. He had that awesome Batmobile, the '66 Batmobile. I've got the Lego thing right there. You can't see it, but um, you've had the '66 Batmobile, and he had all these amazing gadgets. Like he had shark repellent. he had a belt with shark repellent in it, and that was just funny. It was that's how campy it was. For every problem he had a solution, and that was just amazing to me. He especially the episodes that had continuations. In the continuations they were like, um, "Oh, what's gonna happen this year next week?" Next week. Oh, hold on, I got. Looks like I got some chat here. All right. Uh oh. Says screen is black. Oh, okay. Hey, what's going on? Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, okay. That's from my game alliance. Hey, thanks everybody. Is that Buff? I think that's Buff, right? What's going on, Buff? Thanks for checking us out. I appreciate it. All right. Um. So going back, like I said, he had gadgets for everything, and wanting to see what happened next week. They had a good way to actually hook you, and it was just like, oh man, how's he gonna get out of this one? Him and Robin are tied to a giant piano, and you see like the little piano pieces coming down and about to smash him. They're about to be catapulted out of space. How are they gonna get though? Oh, that's Loco. Okay, I'm sorry. Hey, what's going on, Loco? Oh, appreciate it, man. Thank you. All right. Uh so and how did he get out of that one? Specifically, okay, the catapult one. I remember this one because I actually just looked this one up recently. How did he get out of it? He was able to, even though we're tied, he was able to kind of work on his belt and all that and figure out a way to get the Batmobile to meet them in the calculations in the exact spot he was going to land somehow. And then they put out not a parachute, but a giant net from the back of the Batmobile. That was awesome. And that was ridiculous, but it was perfect. It was perfect for a little kid. And that's exactly what it was designed. So, um, watching that, I was hooked. And so I had, of course, I watched Super Friends. I watched Batman the Animated Series. But again, Batman the Animated Series was the number one thing for me because there was something about the way Kevin Conroy did his voices. His Bruce Wayne was a completely different person. It's the same man doing the same doing voices, but his Bruce Wayne was different than his Batman. And his Batman, and it wasn't like Christian Bale. Christian Bale, I understand he did it. Some people love it. I'm not gonna say I hated it. It was okay, right? It was cool. But the way Kevin Conroy did, the late great Kevin Conroy, R.I.P. But the way Kevin Conroy did it was just amazing because the way he flipped it, it was just different. There was something so special about that, and it locked me into and I think, let's see, Batman came out, the animated series came out like 92, 94, somewhere around there. But when that came out and I watched it in my teenage years, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely a Batman fan forever now. And so over the years, before that, after that, whatever, I had the comics too. I had different ones of the comics. But after that, and I got a little bit older, I started getting my graphic novels because I hate waiting for issues to come out. So, in some of these comics that I've read and graphic novels that I read, I was just floored at some of the different things that Batman has done to get out of stuff. And it's crazy, but he's just a regular human without powers. And I've always said this before. One of the best things about Batman is he is a man amongst gods. You have an alien, superpowered alien who is from a planet that actually, when he comes to our planet, he's able to just basically be invincible, almost invincible, pretty much invincible. And you have a mythic figure, Wonder Woman, who, she's made of clay and she's brought to life by another god. So it's like Batman is in the top 3 of these people, and then he's followed by, of course, you got Aquaman, who they've actually made him much more of a better character over the years. Of course, you got the Flash, who's basically written off of Mercury from Greek mythology. And I called him Mercury. I think I mixed them together. I mixed Greek and Roman, mythology. But he's written off of that character, and then you have all these other characters. You have the Green Lanterns, of course, who's my second favorite, by the way. I'm actually starting to really respect the Lanterns about as much as Batman, because the Lanterns are wild. It's like the different things they have are just awesome. So either way, again, like I said, you have him, and he's in the top 3 of the Justice League, and he is the only one without superpowers. He's the only one without superpowers, but for the most part, he's in charge. and people want to hate that, but if you look at some of the different cartoons and different things that's said, he actually is. He's in charge, and like most people can't mess with him, and it's I'm sorry to say it, but he's punked Superman down so many times, and they have a mutual respect for each other now and everything like that. But he's punked Superman down so many times. Now Superman has basically gotten him to a point where he's given him kryptonite in different stories in different ways. One is a kryptonite ring, one is just a shard of kryptonite, different things, whatever. But he's basically given him a way to take him out, because he understands that he's so overpowered. Somebody needs to have a way to stop him, and he's trusted Batman because he knows Batman would be the person to actually do it. So again, a regular human amongst gods, and he's doing all of this. That's pretty much why I like Batman. He's doing it. He's definitely doing it. I've written down some notes here so I don't babble a lot, so I can actually go in there. So if you see me looking off to the side, I'm trying to do my notes here. So, but anyway, so again, I'm going to go into that a little bit. All the different things that kind of stuck out to me about Batman. But let me look here. It's moving a little bit slower, and I think my issue is just like I said, it's just getting everything the screen and all that together. So that's all good. All right. So one of the things that I like about Batman as well is he actually has the ability to do so much because he's a billionaire. But instead of, trying to be evil, he chooses to be good. And a lot of people say, oh yeah, him being a billionaire, that's his powers and all that, and whatever. Again, like I said, this is probably somebody who just only watches the show. I mean, watches a show, seen him on a show, a movie, whatever, the Bale movies and everything like that. By the way, if y'all are in chat, if y'all are hearing me, whoever's out there, if y'all can hear me, go ahead and drop and tell me what your favorite Batman is, and just do a quick reason why you like it. So I want to say, as far as my favorite Batman right now, it's hard to say. Of all time is definitely Kevin Conroy, but at different times, different actors have had a different place in my heart, because like even some people don't like him. Ben Affleck actually, to me, did a great job. He actually did a better job than Christian Bale, and a lot of people think Bale did a better job than Affleck, and I'm like, why? I'm like, if you've read the comics, you would see that Ben Affleck actually moved like Batman did in the comics. He's done some crazy movements, and his Bruce Wayne wasn't up to par like it would. Yeah, local said Adam West, OG. That's mine too, right there. Um, uh, Ben Affleck, he actually did such a good job, and I think he had to be written better. I think if he had a better writing, he would have been dope. It is what it is. It's over now. We're about to get a new Batman. I don't know who it was. But I mean, I don't know who's coming. Yes, Ben is excellent. He was so excellent, and just him with the way they actually did it. I love the way they actually did it. Bale, I'm not trashing Bale. Bale was good because I see what they were trying to do with Bale, and they were trying to make him be more realistic, and that's cool. That's cool and all. That's all well and good. I get it, but I think what they needed to do was they needed to dispel some of that. You don't need realistic because you're watching a comic movie about a billionaire who dresses up like a bat at night and beats down criminals. You don't need to be realistic. So it was cool the way he did it. I really think they really should have left it alone. But it's all good. They were trying to compete with Marvel, so I get that too. Going with what Loco said, Adam West. Adam West was perfect. His Bruce Wayne, that dude played Bruce Wayne so smooth. He was actually like, he should have been the blueprint for Bruce Wayne for a lot of people because how he smooth he was, and always wearing the ascot and everything like that. That is like the perfect Bruce Wayne. But what I didn't like though is something that they, but I was too young to understand this now. But rewatching and going over, matter of fact, I'm about to do a rewatch when I put that Lego kit together. Not that one. There's one down there you can't see because the other thing is sitting on top of it. But when I put my 66 Batmobile Lego kit together, I'm gonna actually put a video up too on TikTok. You can follow me on TikTok, SlimTour78. I might also post it on YouTube, so y'all probably see it on YouTube too. I'm gonna post the first one. I just built that one, and that one is gonna go up like in a day or two. That video. So anyway, one thing I really wish they had did with Adam West's Batman, I really wish they had actually made him play the part of Bruce Wayne was the actual mask, and Batman is really who he is. That's the one thing, and I didn't understand that till I got older, and I read more into the comics, and I read just different little books. I've got these books that my wife has bought me over the years, talking about like Batman's persona. There's even classes about Batman now, but I really wish that they had did that. But again, back then, I don't think they really thought about that. So I understand that. Otherwise, Adam West, perfect. He was funny. He had, the little bat jokes that he's made, and again, he had all of the perfect gadgets. I'm definitely gonna get that that bat belt. I think his utility belt. I've got to get that because that one was excellent for real. But I think one of the major ones who did it, like both sides, Bruce Wayne and Batman, was Michael Keaton. Perfect. Some people disagree, but I remember I was younger when this happened because it came out in '89. But I remember reading, and we had to read back then. I remember reading some stories and stuff like that about when he came out, and a lot of people was upset because people were talking about Mr. Mom. They just remember him from Mr. Mom for some reason. I can't remember what else I remember him from at that time. But so many people was talking about Mr. Mom, and they was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe he's Batman." So me, I went into this blind. I didn't know too much about Michael Keaton back then because I was a little kid. But I remember specifically once we started seeing all the images and stuff like that, I was so hyped for that movie. I was so hyped for that movie right there. And I saw the '89 Batmobile. Oh my gosh, I fell in love, and I actually to this day too. I remember when I went and saw the actual '89 Batmobile at I think it was a car convention in New York. I'm trying to remember. Um, yeah, definitely Michael Keaton was really good. He was definitely good. So I'm trying to remember for sure, but I'm thinking that it was is it Jacob Javits or something? I don't remember. It was a convention center in New York. Anyway, went to a car show with my aunt. Took me with my cousin. We took pictures, and that Batmobile was so cool, so sleek. It was, man, I really wanted to get in that Batmobile, couldn't, and I was so heartbroken. But we took pictures with it. Unfortunately, I don't have a copy of the picture. I don't know where it went. My aunt might have it at her house somewhere, but it's one of those things where it probably got lost with time. It's all good. But years later, as an adult, I ended up getting in the '89, no, sorry, the '66 Batmobile. I have a picture in that Batmobile, and if I'm gonna have to post that picture so you can see it too. When you see me in that Batmobile, I am cheesing. I'm cheesing so hard because that Batmobile was like a dream come true. Okay. So let me go back to the '89. I'm gonna rewind here. All right, and I want to go and kind of go through and kind of wrap this up in a little few because, like I said, this was just a test and a start. But for everyone who's showing up and definitely local, I appreciate you showing up. Um, thank you all. Again, I'm gonna be doing this again soon. For right now, this is a bonus show that we got going on. But Michael Keaton in '89. He was good because he played the Bruce Wayne from the comics. The Bruce Wayne where Bruce Wayne is just a persona that he does when he's not Batman. So Bruce Wayne is his true costume, his true mask. And once they understood that, it came across so good because if you watch him throughout the movie, he doesn't drink. He pours it out, or I think he puts it away, but he looks like he's drinking. He makes it look like he's drinking. He's always got his eyes scanning the room all around the place all the time. During the party in Batman, in the second Batman movie, Batman Returns, he's like watching the whole party and but he's doing it so subtly that you don't really notice it until you watch it multiple times, which I've done. And I'm going to be watching it again when I build that. So, and you know what? Before I go any further, shout out to my brother for getting me this set and the set down there and that set. And well, actually, my niece, shout out to my niece for getting me this set. So, shout out to you, Yanni. All right. I appreciate it. And as a matter of fact, shout out to everyone who's gotten me all of these. So, I can go into this one day. If y'all want, tell me. I would definitely go into it. A good portion of this stuff here, someone's bought me. My daughter bought me that Lego set right there for Christmas last year, the year before. She bought me that for Christmas one year. My brother bought me that. Once people learned my love of Batman, people have been like hooking me up, and y'all have no idea how appreciative I am of everything. I've got little things that people have bought me. I've got a Batman pencil somewhere back there that someone bought me years ago. It was either my mother or my wife. I can't remember which one of them, because they both will see something in the store and buy me a little Batman trinket and stuff like that. They both done that. My mom, rest in peace, she used to do that all the time. My wife, she definitely does that still too. To this day, she still finds Batman stuff and buys me stuff. Matter of fact, I think it was, no, it's not on this wall. It's probably further down here. It's behind me somewhere. But there's even this a little small little Batman toy that's in a card like that my wife has bought me, and I appreciate it. I display it because, again, this is a Batman thing that someone's got me. Anyway, going back to '89, again, like I said, I don't want to get too far off because I'm gonna wrap it up here shortly soon. And I'll probably cut this up, put it out, and everything like that later on, so we can listen back to it. The '89 Batman, again, like I said, Michael Keaton was scanning it, and even the scene where he confronts the Joker in Vicky Vale's apartment, he's actually pretending to kind of helpless a little bit at first, and then like he does that whole "you want to get nuts, let's get nuts" thing. And he does that because that was a calculated move. He knew the Joker was going to do something crazy. So why not get the Joker's attention on you so you could get out of there? And that's exactly what he did. Joker was just like, okay, well, you don't scare me. And he shot him. Again, I don't know why people do this, but no one thinks to shoot him in the head. He shot him in the chest, and Batman had that thing on his chest. You know, he had a little drink serving tray or something like that. That is what Bruce Wayne is about. He's about prepping. He's about understanding. And people hate that whole prep time thing. I get it. I understand. You know, like that's what they call in some instances plot armor, you know. And yeah, plot armor is it can be annoying, especially if you really, you know, like a movie that, you know, it's going good and then all of a sudden it's something that doesn't make sense, like having, you know, 80 bullets in a handgun that should only have like, you know, 15. You know, plot armor. So uh either way, that scene was so good because of what happened, and with Batman's prep time, he was able to get away and do everything he needed to do. So as Batman, he was able to kind of figure out, okay, this is what the Joker's doing. This is what I need to do to save Gotham and get rid of the Joker. And unfortunately, what I didn't like about the 89 Batman, which I don't think I've ever said this before. I don't know if I've ever said this out loud, but I've realized watching this a couple times that I've almost never, no, I can't say almost never. Rewatching it multiple times, there's been multiple times where I would never finish the full movie. And that's because when it gets to the part on the Joker on the roof, they let the Joker die. And that has always bothered me just a little bit because in all the Batman stories, the Joker doesn't die. Batman saves him, and that's one of Batman's flaws is that he wants to save people, even people who don't need to be saved. So I think Batman would have saved the Joker somehow, even though like the Joker has done that thing where he tries to shock Batman and he has the gargoyle tied to his leg and all that. Batman would have saved the Joker. He would have found a way to save the Joker. He would have jumped off of the building, grabbed the Joker, and then grappled back up somehow. That's been in comics like that. I'm sorry to say it, but again, I didn't realize until I got older that slightly bothered me. But that doesn't mean that I don't love that movie because I still love that movie to this day. Matter of fact, I'm going to watch it soon. But going through, I mean, again, there's been other Batmans. The Batman, the one that car is based off of, with Pattinson, Robert Pattinson. That one was good because that one had Detective Batman, something that we have gotten but not gotten. That was a true Detective Batman, and that one was necessary. So now I'm hoping whoever plays the Batman in DCU will actually take all of these different Batmans and kind of mesh them into one person. Now I don't know if y'all noticed, I'm leaving out two Batmans, and I'm doing it purposely because I'm not a fan of Batman Forever. I'll watch it, but I'm not a fan of it. It's just that one was just they did the camp wrong. It wasn't. I understand they were trying to go campy. I just think they did it completely wrong. And George Clooney as Batman, I was mad when he's the one who showed up in the Flash. I really wish they had another different person as Batman that showed up. I really wish they had, you know, anybody. It could have been Bale, you know. It could have been anybody else. They should have used Jensen Ackles, you know, who I kind of hope he actually plays the next one. I truly hope so. But if he doesn't, it would be kind of cool to see him as Red Hood because I don't know how many of y'all have seen it. I don't know if any of y'all seen it, but he actually one year has played the Red Hood. He played the Red Hood, and that was actually pretty cool to actually. When I say play, I'm sorry. He voiced the Red Hood, but he actually had a costume done up. So one year for Halloween, he was Red Hood, and that was dope. And that got me thinking. I want to know if he could pull it off, which I think he can. I really think Jensen Ackles. For those who don't know, he played most recently Soldier Boy in The Boys, and he was Dean Winchester in Supernatural. I'm trying to think of some other things that he's done, but for the most part, that's what it was. So yeah, thanks, Logo. Appreciate it. You about to head out? Because I'm about to sign off in a few myself. So, um, yeah. So Jensen Ackles was actually really good as the Red Hood. So if he doesn't get picked as Batman, yo, James Gunn, you're good at picking obscure characters and characters who just aren't in the normal populace. Please, please, please bring us the Red Hood and put Jensen Ackles in that role, because I think he would nail it. I really truly think he'll nail it for real. But again, I don't know who they're gonna put in Batman role this time for the DCU, but I really truly hope some of these people that they've done, and there was so many other ones. I'm leaving some people out because there's different voice actors. And I think there was a couple other people who did live action. Of course, there was the black and white ones, the episodes. I can't remember exactly what the names of those two were, but I've seen those. I've seen a couple episodes because one year, one of my parents, I can't remember who it was, they actually bought, I think it was my dad, which is weird. But one of them bought the Batman serials. And what I mean by serials is with the S, not the C. It's the ones where black and whites they were kind of like the radio shows, but this one actually was like a program from the old school. So uh they bought that tape, and I actually watched a lot of those. And a matter of fact, in one of those you can actually see Batman has a pack of cigarettes on his belt. So yeah. But anyway, I'm really hoping that this one comes about. It's really good, the DCU one. But either way, I just kind of wanted to kind of give y'all a little bit more, again, like I said. What's funny though is, again, going back to the Justice League, it's funny how Batman is one of the few, but for the most part, if you go with the 7, he's like the only one in the room without any powers, but somehow he ends up in charge, right? What does that say? You know, um, I want to go and revisit this again, and I think for another show I'll probably do that. But either way, I'm gonna go ahead and start wrapping it up here. Um, but one thing I think I want to do too, as some more test shows coming up, I might go ahead and see if I can get the fellas on some live shows, some individual live shows. We might do shows with all of us. I don't know yet. We're working it and we're seeing. Um, Lets me know now I can actually see all this stuff, so y'all can, I gotta hide my headphones and all that, all this stuff. You got to see the mess in front of me, but I'm not showing y'all that, so that doesn't matter. Anyway, we're gonna work on it. We're gonna see. For everyone who's supported me, everyone in FWB in the game I played, Puzzles and Survival. Thank y'all for support. Again, thank you, Loco. I appreciate you coming out. For my family, thanks y'all for supporting. Everyone who listens, I really truly appreciate it. Everybody who's checking me out. I'm gonna keep trying, keep working at it, so we can actually perfect the show. Again, like I said, we've perfected our sound. We've gotten better. Our sound, I don't know if y'all remember, anytime I talk about the podcast to new people, I'm like, y'all can probably skip the second season. We had so many audio issues second season. However, there are some good episodes in the second season, so you don't completely skip it. But we did have some audio issues. It's okay. Go back and check it out anyway. We have some good stuff, and we're going to continue to go. We're going to keep moving. I'm going to do more Comic Cons. If you're in the Norfolk area, I'm going to try to do Atlantic Con in August 24th, I think, or no, 23rd is the day I'm going. I'm going on a Saturday, not the Sunday. But anyway, so I'll be there. I'll be in costume. I'm not doing a superhero one. I did superhero with just recently. I'm going to a different one. I haven't been to Atlantic Con in this one, so if y'all seen my show enough costume, that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm also got another costume I'm about to start working on, so hopefully I can have it ready for next year. We'll see. I got to start working on it. I got some ideas for this one, and this one might actually have a prop that I'm going to end up carrying around. I don't know yet. We'll see. Anyway, but again, thanks everyone who's stopped by, everyone who's listening. I truly appreciate it. But either way, for anyone who's trying to comment, who wants to contact us, give us some thoughts, insight, or whatever, everything, you can email us at toldmywifepodcast@gmail.com. You can follow us on Instagram at toldmywifepodcast. You can follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on Facebook. I told my wife I'm paying bills. You can subscribe to our YouTube page at I told my wife I'm paying bills podcast. Let me say it again correctly. At I told my wife I'm paying bills podcast. There you go. I get fumbled sometimes. It's all good. You can also find me on TikTok at SlimToy78. I did create a TikTok. Please follow us. I created a TikTok for our podcast page because I'm going to start doing some videos and posting videos to that. Hopefully I can actually go live on TikTok. I don't know. I got to see if I can do that because I was told that now you can go live with under 1,000 followers. I don't know. But if not, I'm going to try and get us up to 1,000 so I can start going live on TikTok too. But the TikTok should be Told My Wife Podcast. Let me look at that really quick while I'm out here. I hope y'all don't mind. I'm going to check it out really quick. The name of it, just to be sure. I want to get that right. So the name of it is Told My Wife Podcast. So at Told My Wife Podcast is going to be the TikTok for the podcast. And again, like I said, that one I'm going to be posting more actual full podcast content on there. But for right now, I'm using my personal one. So there'll be some podcast content on this one. There'll be interviews on that one and anything like that. But sooner or later, that content's going to be moved over to the podcast TikTok. All right. So again, thank y'all. I'm going to work on this. I'm going to get everything good. We're going to fix it up and we're going to have everything much, much better. But until then, whether you're binging or okay, let's do it again one more time. See, the good thing about doing a recording is when I mess up like that, I can edit it out. I edit out a lot of stuff, but that's all right. I'm live now. And actually too, I'm actually surprised my dog hasn't come in here yet because he likes coming in, and anytime I'm recording, he's like in and out. And we've talked about that on the podcast 1 or 2 times, but either way. So try it again. Part 2. Whether you're binging or button mashing, we'll catch you on the next episode. All right. Thanks a lot, everybody. See you.